The 2016 Minnesota Vikings. Let's blow through the schedule here and
Right.
determine exactly how they're going to figure it, how they're going to finish up here at Tennessee. McGarry, win or
Hey.
loss?
And they destroy that
All
team.
right.
Yeah, that's a win.
You agree? On
Even
that?
with the exotic Smash Mouth coming out of there.
Yeah, that's a bad matchup for a
Yeah.
team that wants to smash mouth play smash mouth football. The Vikings are
Right.
built to
I think they'll win that one.
smash you
No,
back.
that's one of the worst teams in football. They're gonna
Hosting the Green Bay Packers in Week 2.
win.
Oh. Now you travel to Charlotte, North Carolina
Yeah,
for the
loss.
reigning NFC
That's an
champs.
L.
That's a loss.
All
Yeah.
right,
I'll take-
2-1.
Oh,
I'll take it
Monday
now.
Night
Hey.
Football.
Go ahead,
They actually-
McGarry.
They play Carolina well, and they were the ones that destroyed them before they had their fantastic run at the beginning of last season. But yeah, I think they lose in Charlotte, and then the Giants they would beat on Monday night.
They beat the Giants on
Right.
Monday
Yes.
night. They now are 3-1. Then it's the Houston Texans who might be
They
a
win.
good team.
I don't Brock.
A defensive struggle, but Teddy B and company are soaring at 4-1 as they go into the bye. Then they come back out. Speaking of soaring, they fly to Philadelphia to play those Eagles. How say you?
Win. Losers.
Boy, the Vikings are good. Handsome. Feel free to raise.
No,
the
I
red
mean,
flag
right
if
now
you
I
want.
can't really. The Giants Monday night one, maybe. I think that's a good game, but it's at home. I'll give that to the Vikes.
I may as well be arrogant now before it all falls apart.
Right.
There's no loss to being arrogant right now.
You
So,
know what?
yeah, they-
You know what you can't do, and I made the mistake of doing this. I listened to JJ Redick's podcast, which is pretty good. You can't. Well, that's not a mistake in and
Right.
of itself. But I listened to Aaron Rodgers on the podcast, and he's so confident about this
Yeah.
team, and
He's a genius.
it's like watching Hard Knocks every year. If you watch Hard Knocks, you assume, well, that team's got to win the Super Bowl. They're
Right.
just they're so good and confident. But you hear Aaron Rodgers talk, I think like, oh, the Packers are going to bounce back big this year. So I'm going to
But
give them
also,
a loss in week 2.
in the
I know
history,
who his coach is though, so I have that's my one reprieve.
in the history of fans picking at any stage, picking what their team will do in a season, no fan has ever picked their team to go less than 12-4.
yeah,
That-
in July,
in the history of this happening, like
In
4
Ju-
losses is like, oh, I don't know. I think we can squeeze 13-3 out. You could be
Yeah,
a
in
Browns
Ju-
fan right now, and you'd get yourself to 12-4.
in July I can
Yeah.
irrationally talk myself into any 10 wins.
Right, this is nice this is a
Yeah,
nice
this is a good
thing
thing
for
to do.
Vikings fans. All right, so next up at the Chicago Bears on Monday night.
I think they'll win it, but I'll put it as a loss just for fun.
All right, there you go.
That's how you
Jack-
get to 4.
Cutler plays very well against them, especially at home. So
All right.
I don't ever count out Cutler. He's very dangerous, especially when he plays against us for some reason. It's really irritating.
Next up, it is they host the Detroit Lions.
Beat
a
them,
win.
crush them.
The Lions are going to have a historically bad season.
Yeah,
I've
the Lions
decided.
suck.
Do you really think
I
so?
really think it's going to. I think it's going to go very badly wrong for them.
Oh,
Yeah,
I-
they should have fired Caldwell.
They should have fired Caldwell. I think like 3 weeks into the season, every player on that team is like, I wish Jim Caldwell wasn't our coach anymore.
Yeah, he's gone.
All right, I don't know if I agree.
I
with
think
that, but
this-
all right. Next up at DC,
Oh, they win
Gary's
that.
home. That's a victory, eh?
Forget it. I won't ever admit that they'll lose to the Redskins. Forget it. No. Hate the Skins.
Do you now?
They would have a very very hard time winning that game, but I can't. I just can't.
Boy, I can't get a good sense of. I can't read what that team's going to be this year.
The Redskins.
Yeah, I just don't like.
Yeah.
I mean, Jay Gruden. I mean, I admitted that I obviously was wrong. I thought he would be gone a year in, and in fact, he actually,
He's still there.
put together.
I know,
a
isn't that
decent season.
terrible?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
weird. I don't know what to make of that. That Jay Gruden is a semi-successful NFL coach.
Hate it.
Arizona Cardinals visit the Twin Cities. How say you?
I'll make that a loss because of last year's loss, which was so, the Walsh thing was so painful that it helped mask the end of that Cardinals game. But that was a really awful loss too.
True. Next up at the Lions on
Win.
Thanksgiving.
Beat them. They suck.
That's a good.
Yep.
That should be a halfway decent game if these Vikings are as good as McGarry says they're going to be. Next up, 2 straight Thursday games for them. They host the Dallas Cowboys.
Win.
I think the
Give them a
Cowboys
du-
are going to be good. I think the Cowboys are
Romo will be dead by week 5.
Right.
They're gonna be They're gonna trot out Rex Grossman from the street or something horrible.
Drew Bledsoe.
So you're so far cool with this. So far, the Vikes have 3 losses, according to McGarry. Now at the Jacksonville Jaguars, for whom apparently sports writers are just over the moon
Right.
now.
Yeah,
Because
that's
it's
always
July.
a bad sign.
Because
I
it's
think
July.
I think they'll win that game.
I agree. Jags a year away still. Now they host the Indianapolis Colts.
That I think they would probably lose. I wouldn't. I've seen this team play Andrew Luck before. I would not have them beating Andrew Luck.
And a nice Saturday. I like at the end of the season.
Yeah, snowy Saturday in
games.
Green Bay. That's going to be fun.
Green Bay.
Definitely
that's a
snow.
loss.
on
I'm
the
putting
ground.
it for
That's
a loss, and I
That's
won't
a
That's
hear-
a loss.
I won't
That's a
hear
loss.
another word
I would
about it.
I would never take for granted them going to Green Bay. No.
Oh,
it's
it's
Christmas Eve. Ooh.
And then lastly,
Ah.
they finish up at home against the Bears.
Is it really Christmas Eve?
It's Christmas Eve.
What a
Thanks,
nice
Goodell. That's gonna ruin my Christmas. I gotta
Merry
stay
Christmas. That'll be nice.
drunk on Christmas Eve and watch them lose.
And that is the scenario because everybody is going to be sitting around because it's a road game. So you're going to gather around the
right.
TV and watch.
Sorry,
Yeah.
kids. Santa's not coming this year.
Yeah, I got to stand by my parents' standard def TV and watch them get hurt.
And lastly, the Bears will give them a victory there, and
What's
that
that?
makes them 12-4. Is
I
that
told you.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah,
I don't think you can count.
Yeah, I did. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, 11-5. I stand.
You know
corrected.
what? Give them the first Bears game too. Make them 13-3. That's what I get.
Hey, 11-5 would not be too bad. Or maybe
Yes, it would.
13-3.
Not good enough.